Hi, Gary.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. It's great to be back to CES. We are proud of our efforts to leverage technology to make our vehicles safer, more efficient, and more exciting than ever before. In 2011, we introduced our modular infotainment concept over here. In 2012, we showcased connectivity in the interior of the car and explained how we connect vehicles with their environment. And in 2013, we introduced our brand new Matrix LED lighting technology and created a lot of excitement with our piloted driving and parking demo. And today, we will share about connectivity, piloted driving, and other rapidly evolving innovations. Most of all, we are showing the full spectrum of what it means to be a leader in innovation. By developing technologies that show our industry and government stakeholders around the world how to get from point A to point B more efficiently and, of course, more safely. Thank you, Gary, for hosting us at CES, the undisputed stage for innovation. So, ladies and gentlemen, the great car Gary and I arrived is a Horch 850 from the early 1930s. At the time, Horch was a synonym for the most exclusive and technological, most advanced automobiles in Germany and beyond. A true premium brand of its era, one of the predecessor companies of Audi, and its spirit carries on. Arriving in this vehicle, you get to enjoy the driving experience that many owners of a Horch enjoyed about 80 years ago, a piloted driving experience. And today, we are redefining what piloted driving means for a new era. But before we do that, let me take a step back to the history of the automobile. As I see it, the history falls into 4 eras. In the first era, man created a machine and sought to push its limits. Drivers strapped into the seats and of their silver arrows, adjusted helmets and goggles, and drove like mad. The second era was about taming the machine, making it reliable, making it work for people, turning it from a novelty to an everyday life tool. The third era is really the era from the time of this Horch until today. Constant gains in safety, efficiency, technology, and luxury. And most cars under the hood were not too different from this Horch here. Today, we see a period of major changes. And I believe the fourth era is one in which we are moving from refining the automobile to redefining mobility. Our customers around the world tell us what they expect from an Audi, and they talk about wanting. Mobility offerings that make sense in urban surroundings and match their individual needs. Offerings that include navigating parking, traffic congestion, and any other areas where driving pleasure is limited. And customers want offerings that allow them to be efficient while driving, commuting, and traveling. This is a real megatrend. No matter who we ask, no matter where they live, people want to be connected. So if mobility used to be about connecting places and people, it is now about connecting the driver. The driver with the car surroundings, the traffic infrastructure, and all of the other connected elements of their life. We are committed to constantly refining our automobiles so that they demonstrate, of course, best-in-class performance and efficiency, sporty and dynamic handling, safety and comfort, stunning design, premium fitting, and top quality. And we are equally committed to redefining mobility. That includes everything from how the automobile is powered with advanced in electronics, hybrid electrics, and advanced diesel technologies, to closing the gap between consumer electronics and automotive electronics, closing the gap between how connected you are in your vehicle and how connected you are in your life, and closing the gap between science fiction and the reality on our roads. That is what we hope to highlight together with you today. Our motto is Vorsprung durch Technik. To share with us what some of Audi's most innovative engineers are working on, I would like to introduce our Chief Technical Officer, Professor Dr. Ulrich Hackenberg, in his secret lab.
Shaping the future of mobility. This is my mission in R&D. Our cars are true masterpieces. Light, powerful, highly efficient. And equipped with pioneering infotainment and driving assistance systems. We taught our cars to look and act in advance. Our technologies for piloted driving will take us into a new era. It's truly a new dimension in safety, comfort and connectivity. The prototype period is almost over. Now it's time to get ready for serious production.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is today's piloted driving. And unlike the chauffeur with the funny hat, this Audi A7 does not need to take a lunch break. Even better, all of the technology needed to pilot the piloted driving experience doesn't take entire racks of servers like it used to just a year ago. In fact, I'm holding the entire thing right here in my hand. It's what the people at Audi call the Z-Fast. So what does this piece of electronics do? If this was a script of the Big Bang Theory, I would say, this is how under atmospheric conditions of normal humidity and temperature, ultrasonic feedback, light emissions, and described polygons are united to achieve grid object and infrastructure data fusion. But more simply, the Z-Fast is the brain of the piloted vehicle. It is fusing an incredible amount of information. It takes in 2.5 billion inputs per second and uses them to recognize surroundings, make decisions, plan your vehicle's trajectory, and control it all so that the vehicle can take over for you when you're in traffic and park for you when you get where you're headed. You'll hear a bit more about the Z-Fast in a moment, but suffice it to say that Audi engineers reduced a big engineering challenge to something a little bit smaller than an iPad. Let's go back to Professor Dr. Ulrich Hackenberg now.